In this video, I want to share with you an energy healing tool for those days when you are feeling deflated or exhausted or just not like yourself. Now, just like your physical body needs to get cleaned every day because you get messy and dirty as you engage with your world throughout the day, you need to do the same thing with your energy body. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk about how to cut energy cords and remove attachments. If this is the first time that you're watching one of my videos, welcome. My name is Tertia, and on this channel you'll find videos about spirituality, the law of attraction, energy healing, and I also have some guided meditations for you. Now, if this is the first time that you've heard about energy cords, they are just what they sound like, energetic cords that connects you to another person. It can also connect you to groups of other people. It can connect you to an institution, to an object, to an event in your past, to even an addiction. So basically anything that you have ever had an interaction with can have an energy cord or an energetic connection to you. And this energy connection is really an exchange of energy, and it is emotional energy and life force energy that gets exchanged in this way. Now, mostly these energy connections or energy cords are positive. Think about the connection between a mother and her child, or the connection between two lovers or two friends. But sometimes it can also happen that these energy cords are negative and that they are draining. And these then are the cords that we want to get rid of because they really don't serve us. It's a good idea to regularly, say once a week, do this energy clearing, and you also want to do it more often if you are going through a transition phase in your life. So the process to cut cords and remove attachments is really it's a 5-step process, and I'm going to tell you what the steps of the process are, and then I will give you some examples so that you can see how they slot into each other. So the first thing that you need to do is to become aware of these energy cords. Now, you need to notice them in order for you to remove them. And I think that's quite obvious, but a lot of times we go through life unaware of the things that affect us or the things that trigger us. And the answer really to start raising your vibration and to start operating on a whole different level is to grow your awareness and to notice those things that don't belong to you and the things that don't serve you. Now, once you become aware of them, the next step then is to forgive. And this is the secret to removing attachments. As long as you are holding a grudge or a resentment or a blame towards another person or towards an event for having affected you in a certain way, it's very difficult for you to release and let go and remove the attachment that you have to something. The next step then might be different to what you have heard. I know that there's a lot of information out there that talks about cutting cords as actual cutting them. So for example, I know one of the things that you can do is ask for the blue flame of the Archangel Michael to cut the cord. You can also use certain crystals to help cut the cord. But the way that I've learned and what makes more sense to me is not to cut the cord, but to pull it out, roots and all. And the reason that it makes sense to me is when you are just cutting the cord, you're essentially leaving some of that behind in yourself. And in my mind, it's a lot easier for another new connection to develop from the little bit that stays left behind in you. Whereas when you remove the cord, root and all, there's nothing left for it to start growing from again. So the next step then after forgiving is to pull out the cord, root and all, and you don't yank it out with all of your might. You just gently tug it with the intention to release it, and that will then let the cord come out. And then the next step is to send it back to source, and source here is the source where it came from. And what we are doing in this case is you're really not harming anyone. There's no ill intent in this. You're not paying back anyone. You are just sending the energy back to where it came from. And by doing this, you are stepping back into your own power. And if the person on the other end, you're sending it back to them, you're also giving their full life force energy and their power back to them. And the final step then is to fill out any holes that might have been left behind by you pulling out the roots. So now let me give you 3 ways how to do this practically for yourself. So the first one is when you are sensitive to energy. So if you can sense energy, And what you will do is you will take your hand and run your hand down your center body, down the chakras, to feel if there are any cords attached into your chakra points. This is typically where your cords or the energy cords will attach into, is into your chakra points. They are also attached to other parts of your body, but don't worry about that just yet. Let's start with the chakra points if this is something that's very new to you. So what you will do is start at your crown chakra, and then just very slowly, you can close your eyes if it helps you to focus more. You will run your hand down the front of your body, and what you will notice is as soon as you hit a chord, the texture of the air is going to change. It might feel a little bit dense. You might feel that the speed at which your hand is going down, the speed might slow down. It might feel like there's a little bit of resistance. It might feel spongy. It's very difficult to explain, but you will definitely notice that there is something different. So that's the first step. It's the awareness. Once you are then aware of where this cord is, you go on to the next step, which is to forgive. So forgive yourself for being corded, and forgive the other person for having corded you, and don't spend too much time about why did this happen to me and what brought this on, because when you do that, you get stuck again in your ego body or in your ego mind, and we don't want to do that because it doesn't really serve us any purpose to get stuck in there. It doesn't help us with our growth. So forget about all of that and just simply forgive. And then as you forgive, you can take your hand and just clasp wherever you find that the cord is stuck and just gently pull it out. And as you pull it out, have the intention to release it. And as it comes out, then you have the intention to send it back to its source. So it will go back to its source. And then your final step is to breathe in bright life force energy or cosmic energy, whichever is, makes more sense to you. And then just imagine how that is filling up your whole body and filling out all the holes that have been left behind. The second method that you can use is especially good if it has to do with the ending of a relationship between you and another person, or the healing of a relationship. And what you will do is you will go into a meditative state. So close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and become nice and relaxed. And then once you are relaxed, you visualize yourself and the other person standing in front of you. And you can also then visualize the cord that is connecting you, the energy cord. And the next step then is to forgive. Forgive the other person and forgive yourself for being in this energetic exchange with each other if it's not a good exchange. And then you can visualize how the cord starts to dissolve from the roots, and it can either dissolve completely or you can send it back into the other person. And then the final step is to fill yourself with this healing light, or fill yourself with this life force energy, and you can even send a little bit to the other person as well to help them fill their energy bodies too. The final method is the one that you can do every week, or you can do this when you are going through the transitions. The way that you will do it is, once again, go into a meditative state. So you close your eyes, nice deep breaths, get yourself nice and relaxed, and then you become aware of your energy body. So imagine that you are seeing your aura, or visualize your aura, and just kind of sense or feel or look for or listen out for any cords that are attached into you. And you might sense them, you might get a glimpse of where, like a picture in your mind of where a cord is, or you might just simply know that there's a cord attached into me. And just a reminder, the cords could be in the front of your body or they could be behind you. So it's not to say that all the cords are going to come out from your front. Once you've located the cords, the next step then again is to forgive. Forgive yourself, forgive the other person, and then imagine how you gently tug on the cord to release the roots, to cut the cord and remove the attachment. Or you can even, take your hand while you are meditating. You can take your own hands and then pull out the cord if that's going to make it easier for you. Then the final step again is to imagine this life force energy or a bright white light filling you up and filling up all the holes that have been left behind by the roots, and restoring your life energy and making you strong and sovereign in your own energy and personal power again. So there are lots of other ways in which you can, cut the cord and remove attachments, but I find that these three methods work really well for me and for my clients. And what I would like to know from you is, which one do you want to try out for yourself? So let me know in the comments below, which one are you going to try first, and then also let me know how it goes. I want to ask you another favor, seeing that we are here busy asking favors now that I'm asking things from you, and that is to please help me grow my YouTube channel. And the way that you can do that is to subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, to like this video and to share it with your friends. I really want to get this message of healing and transformation out to as many people as I can, and with your support, I will be able to do that. Now, we are going through a global awakening. There is a global raising of consciousness, a global raising of awareness. The reason why you want to use these energy tools is to help you make that transition easier. It's going to allow you to raise your vibration, to clear those dense energies that don't belong to you, that you don't need, and it's going to help you to just step up into your full potential and live into your purpose. Apart from making these videos, I also offer in-person sessions, and if you are interested in working with me, then you can take a look in the description box below. I'll put a link there to my website where you can book a session with me. If you enjoyed this video about cutting cords and removing attachments, then you might enjoy my energy clearing meditation for empaths. And even if you are not an empath, then you can try it out, because we all have chakras, and I'll link to that up here. And I also have some other videos which I will put for you in the description box below to go and take a look at. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, like this video if you enjoyed it, and share it with a friend. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.